Hey,
Yo, what's up, man?
what's good? What's good?
Just, clicking my stuff over here, doing our thing. I think we were on sync for that one. Did I hit the Chase and Chef at the right
I
time?
think so. It was like right in sync. We're getting better, bud.
We're getting better.
We're coming up on 2 years. We're almost getting kind of good at this.
Just hitting the peak, man. We're hitting the peak. We're hitting our stride.
That's
We're
right.
not green anymore.
It's going to be our Jordan year. Our third year. Third year's the charm, right?
That's right. And yeah, a Michael Jordan year. I like that. That is very true. Michael Jordan, greatness. Still great. I don't care what everybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Better than LeBron. Hey, this episode's sponsored by Smart Water.
That's right.
Drink Smart Water.
Chase and Show.
It might not get you anything off at the registers, but they'll probably ask about us.
You can get whatever you buy at absolutely full price. Promo code Chase and Show.
Promo code Chase and Show. I love it, dude. I love it. Today's been a rough day for me, I feel like.
Has it?
Being off work 8 days basically straight, literally laying in my living room for 8 days straight, pretty much. And then, yeah, man, time change, and then having to go right back to it.
Yeah.
Work. Oh. And then they're like, bro, you got to go help with an inventory. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That plane. Goodness.
I hear. I was about to say, you got some robot over there. But yeah, so a very tiresome Monday. It took me a nice little nap here.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the theme of today's episode, it sounds like you got a lot to be thankful for as well. 8 days off. You got a nap in today.
There's plenty. Yeah.
And we fell back, so we all gained an hour.
Well, see, that ended up, that's why I'm tired right now, because I did end up waking up crazy ass early. And I was like, I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, damn. And so then I was laying back down, and I was like, all right, I'm going to fall asleep. It's all good. Like, I'll fall back asleep. I got like 2 hours until I have to be, getting up and going to work. And it just tossing and turning didn't happen.
I feel you, dude. Actually, I had the same thing last night. I just could not fucking sleep for the life of me.
Yeah, I fell asleep a little earlier than normal, and that just, of course, when the time switches back, it just feels like a million years. That first evening when it gets dark all early, and you're like, dang, man, it's already dark. Like, it's only 5.
Yeah.
So
I
by about
forgot it was something that happens. I thought we'd hit our peak of darkness, and then like daylight savings time came out of fucking nowhere, honestly, and it just kind of crept up on me, and I didn't even think about the impact. And then like the next day, it's just fucking dark at 5 o'clock.
I was thrown off a little bit. I was watching the Bears game yesterday, and I went over and hollered at Budgie real quick, and getting in my truck, which is not, any of these clocks that automatically just fall back. Right. So I get in my truck. When I was coming back home, I was like, oh man, it's about 3. I want to see the end of this game. I got to get home. I got to catch the end of this game. It's almost over. It's like, dang, I thought it was just halftime. Right. And, I got home and realized like, oh yeah, that's right. It's only about 2 o'clock right now. Yeah. And so I don't know. It really does throw a lot out of whack and a lot, but like obviously, like I took a little nap today. I'll be good tonight, falling asleep. I'm sure still, hopefully make it through the night and back on the schedule.
Heck yeah.
But also being off those 8 days that I'm very thankful for. Yeah, my sleep schedule got all fucked up anyway because I was taking naps at like 6 p.m. Like about now, I'd be like, I'm gonna take a nap and wake up at about 1 a.m. Like, I guess I'll stay until 5.
Yeah,
oh well,
vacation will do that to you.
It will, man. It really will. But I got me some. I beat a video game. Got me some gaming in.
There you go. Which one was it?
Little Nightmares 2. Yes, I had to. I was bored. Second day in vacation, bored. Went up to Disc Replay. It's like, I'll just peep around. And they had that there for I think like $10, and I was like, I feel like that's cheaper than if I went and bought it in the PlayStation Store right now. Yeah. So I'm gonna buy it. Really good game. I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay, like I'm in it.
It's one Gela has loaned me her copy, and I played a little bit of it with you.
Yeah,
and that's about as far as I got when I played it here. But I'm excited. It's one that I want to sit down and just like play it straight through, like I did the first one.
Oh
But
yeah,
lately, Belle and I have been on a kick with this SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remaster.
gotcha.
It was a game we used to. I started second guessing myself. Like I think I played it on the GameCube, but I know I played the SpongeBob like movie game on the
Right.
GameCube, so I don't know if I did play this game or not. But a lot of it seems so familiar, and she said she played it on the PS2 all the time. We can't get enough of it, dude. Like, and it's challenging enough that I'm like, how is this a fucking kids game? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, you just want to rage quit at SpongeBob. You're like, what are you doing to me, SquarePants?
Sometimes it's like that, man. I was playing after I beat that game. I wanted to beat Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, man, I feel like I've been
Mhm.
playing this game for like fucking 6 months now. Uh, and it's still like it was the last time I picked it up and started playing it. It's like the game it's had to have about 7 spots that I'm like, all right, this is the end, and then like you just keep going, and I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah.
I guess it's like I love it. It's a really great story. My problem is my good controller died last week. It shit the bed. So
Yeah.
I moved back to the shitty controller that you can't really use the joysticks too well on. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. I can be
I feel
thankful
you.
for the new challenge that has presented itself in front of me.
That's right.
But I can't just normally play through this game like a normie. You know what I'm saying? I gotta run off the side of fucking cliffs 8 times before I finally hit the joystick back in place, and I'm like, cool. Um,
Yeah.
but no, that's another game that's pretty enjoyable. They threw a little reference to like the Avengers at some point in it, which was cool. Um, because like somebody tells them that they should holler at them for help, and I think it's Star Lord or one of them. He's like the guys in the pajamas, and I was like, that's funny. That's coming eventually.
Yeah, well, they talked a little while back about it being like its own little game universe at one
Mhm.
point, which I'm with if they pull it off. But yeah, man, a lot. Honestly, coming into this month, first and foremost, first order of business, it is Woovember, so just remember a month of Wu Tang and wellness for everybody. That's all we can wish upon any travelers, any weary travelers. Wu Tang and
Any
wellness.
any of our travelers around, yes.
So a happy uh, and great, just a very bountiful Woovember to everybody, first and foremost. But a lot to be thankful for from this past month. October was a crazy month for us. For all our people, I feel like over at Camp Nostalgic, there was a lot going on there as well. A lot
Yeah,
that you and I were involved with.
yeah.
Um, and a lot of our shit they were involved with as well. Busy
All of
month
it,
for
almost
all
all of it.
everybody.
Yeah,
They
for
had
the
their
film.
own shit going on. We also had our music shit going on, and
Mhm.
like all this other stuff. A lot of shit, and I feel like I was just so proud of everybody. I was like, "Fuck, we did it! We pulled it off! We got everything done and out." And I'm very thankful for this month. And it was a crazy month across the board because like we had all that stuff going on, and then I don't know if Bill wants me to make this public knowledge, but I found out I'm going to be a dad and stuff. So it's like that was exciting news. I'll just gloss over it. That's just feel
We'll
like
bring it
that.
up on
Just,
Father's
just,
Day.
just throw it away. We'll just throw it away. And then meeting Kevin Smith was
Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
a crazy moment as well. Very thankful for that, Randy. Thank you. Yay,
Woo.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah, lots to be thankful for last month.
Yeah, very much so, man. Like you're saying, like everybody putting everything out. Um, I dropped a shit ton of music and then hit him off at the end of the month with here's another album
Mhm.
with G, Humbly G. This is a person I have a lot of thanks to give when it comes to music. Even though now he's out in LA and stuff, he left me in good hands. He really has believed in the cause and what I can do, and I was one of those people. He's like, why didn't you ever make beats yourself? Well, I didn't have nothing to make these beats on. If I had something to make beats on, I'd probably make beats on. And then
Right.
he heard some beats and was like, I'm gonna get you some shit to make some beats on, like right now, because like you can. And that was a very fun album. I kind of let him just go off on the production side all out there in LA. um, And even me just hearing it from him leaving and it dropping, uh, the the leaps steps up he's made as a musician, as an artist out there in LA with the people he's surrounded with is really cool. Because I know there were some songs like Fuego Sauce is one of them he thought was very short because it was just his verse hook, my verse hook, done, and it was like a minute and 10 seconds. And I'm like, I was like, I vibe with that, but at the same time, man, maybe that's the direction we're going in as musicians, as artists. Like, who wants to turn down a song that's a minute and 10 seconds? If you were making a TikTok, you could basically do the whole fucking song in a TikTok. That's true. At that point, you're just shaving 10 seconds off at that point. And so he was like, yeah, but then, out there and getting ideas of how to fill it and the A's and the lows, and it sounded great. I'm like, all right, man. I that's something as a musician I ponder on, because I still think, they laughed when they said songs. Who was it? I think it's that comedian guy that makes the music. That did a special from home in COVID.
Oh, Bo Burnham.
Yeah, I believe he has a song. He had a song came out like a long time ago, or at this point a minute ago at least, where he talked about songs like, I have a new song and it's only 30 seconds long or something, and he plays it really fast, and they're like, people don't want to listen to songs that quick, and it's like crazy how musicians these days are blowing up on just a fucking TikTok song and shit. Mm-hmm. I got a song that I swear is a TikTok song played on my Spotify today that now I cannot get out of my fucking head, which I haven't told you about. I meant to tell you before you went live, but it's like it's called the theme song to Spirit Halloween. And so when I saw it pop up, when I saw it pop up, I was like, I'm here for this. Very very weird song, man. In general, just very poppy, very like, this sounds like you would hear on a commercial or something.
Like Spirit Halloween, like the movie, like the one that just came out this year?
I was pondering that, but like when I got to work, I YouTubed it because I was like, there's got to be something for this. And I YouTubed it, and the guy made like a YouTube video for it that's like, you could tell he's just like, fucking, I'm going to go film at the Spirit Halloween. Because like he's just like, showing like cameras of like, he's talking about like ghouls and stuff. It's weird. It's really weird, but it's cool because like I found out he made like a trilogy of songs on these. It was like this, one was called The Spirit of Halloween, and the next was like Embrace the Spirit or some shit like that. And and I'm like, what little, I'm thankful for Spotify, because it's like, what I would have never noticed this was ever a thing had that not just been on my Discover Weekly, which is a playlist that gets brought to you every Monday on Spotify.
Real talk, I'm incredibly thankful for Spotify, specifically Discover Weekly. I have a playlist that's discovered weekly that is over like 300 songs, maybe at 400 at this point. It's days worth of music, like on a playlist.
Sometimes I feel like I fuck my Discover Weekly up. I just like listening to an old song that I haven't listened to in a while and being like, oh, I'm gonna heart this, man. I haven't listened to this in years. I want to listen to this a few times. And then Discover Weekly is like, oh, you want some thrash punk? Okay,
I see you.
Here's a ton of thrash, and you're like, not all.
I'll have that happen sometimes, but it corrects itself.
It does.
Quickly.
That's what I'm saying.
Very quickly. It's like, no, all right, okay, my bad.
Yeah, because like you can start seeing the songs you're picking off of there through there, because there's always. I like it because I'm one of those people that I can breeze through tons of music if I'm trying to discover something I'm not like never listened to, and I'll just bounce. So Disco, that has what, like 30, 50 songs on a playlist.
Yeah, I think it's 30 every week.
There's at least one every week. There's at least one song on there that I walk away with like, I'm like, oh, that's it. And today was Spirit Halloween. I was like, okay, this is a bop, man. I'm telling you, when he gets into at the end of the song, because it's weird, but then at the end of the song is where I really was sold, when he was like, he started being like, he's like, Jeff Bezos killed Barnes and Noble. Jeff Bezos killed Sears, and like when he's doing that, he's showing like the old buildings as a Spirit Halloween, and it's basically about Spirit Halloween saving the global economy by being in all these abandoned buildings once a year, baby. And it's like, it's fucking great. You can't hate on that. But yeah, no, they be doing that. They be doing a lot of weird cover songs for me. That's what I see a lot. I get a lot of weird cover songs, but I like them. I like a unique take on a song that I enjoy. Like the last one was 96 Quite Bitter Beans by CKY, but it was in like rockabilly form. I was like, I like this. I fuck with this. I feel like a pirate, but not really, because pirates probably wouldn't listen to this shit. They'd probably think you're a fucking devil. If you played that kind of shit back then, they'd try to be like, devil.
I feel you.
I'll take it, baby.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, thankfulness though is not something we should just focus in on once a month. I do know that I did want to bring that up and say that when I was thinking on thankfulness earlier today, because it's a good time of the year to remind yourself to be more thankful. But just like that, you know, we could easily fill 60 minutes here bitching. Easily. You know what I'm saying? You know, and when you're not training to thankfulness or something, it's hard to think and be like, what am I thankful for today? You think it might be dumb to be like, well, I woke up today. Mm-hmm. Tons of people around the world, like even, or I got out of bed. I'm thankful I got up out of bed and went back to work today. I'm sure there's a handful of people that don't want to do that, won't do that. You know what I'm saying? Would call off. Fuck it, I don't want to go in there. You know, type of thing. You know, there's perceptions, baby. But no, yeah, it's definitely. I don't think we should, you know, only focus in on November to be thankful. I know everybody's got like the trends. Day 5, I'm thankful for this. Day 7, I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? It's a good time to train your mind to look for those little things to be thankful for throughout the week.
For sure. I feel like we usually do a pretty good job of promoting that year round here at Chase and Shep.
Mm-hmm. The small wins are big.
Even just, you know, in my personal day to day, I just like to think of the things I'm thankful for. It keeps me going, man. You know, like I said, like jumping back to the Kevin Smith thing, man. Like, I'm so thankful for that moment. You know, like
it's a big moment.
Out of, you know, everything. Like, you know, not only the stress of the day, we had all this bullshit with the rental car and everything. It was ridiculous, nothing but stress leading up to the event. I hadn't eaten, I was exhausted, but it was amazing just to meet this dude that, you know, inspired me so much throughout my life, both in life and, you know, like in the film stuff and everything. So at the very end of the night, the very last thing that happened was getting to take a photo with him. I'm in line. I'm pretty much at the end of the line, which I got fucked, by the way. Because I was at the front of the stage, so I got up. I was one of the first people to get up and get in the line, but somehow everybody had like converged and made the line. And where I went, I ended up having to walk all the way back and get at the end of the fucking line. I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the line split off before it got where you were.
Son of a bitch! Yeah. Didn't see it coming, but so the wait was that much longer. I was literally like one of the last few people, and there's this backdrop for the photos, and I come around that corner, and literally, like, I'm thankful for Kevin Smith as a human being, because, like, you know, obviously Kevin Smith is very like open dude about his life and everything. He does the YouTube and the podcast and all that shit. But like in that moment, you forget there's all these other people there. Like you forget that, like, you know, like he makes you feel so seen, and it was so cool. Like I had never met somebody, let alone somebody who's like a celebrity who meets fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking people on a regular basis. And in that one moment, he can make you feel so fucking important and seen. I was like, that's a gift. Like, that's amazing. Like, just how warm he was.
I think it speaks to people's, like, genuineness and their niceness. Like, you know, a nice person's a nice person. Because I've met...
He's a very genuine dude.
Some terrible celebrity people. In meeting celebrity people settings. Like, it's not like I was walking up to people on the side of the street or anything like that. But I've also... The ones you would never think of, in my opinion, are always the ones that have like the most gratitude towards the people that support them and whatnot. And, you know, Kevin Smith, I think he's just got a great outlook on life after all the stuff that he's been through. You know what I mean? I think he's, but like, you know, like back when I was 16, I met Insane Clown Posse. people
Mhm.
that, even on the news at the time, they were like, these guys are fucking devils, they're demons, they're this or
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the same, man. They were in the middle of a haunted
Mhm.
house. And it's like, I walk through, you walk up into this room, and it's like instantaneous, like Violent J's standing right there, and he just turns right to me, and he's just like, yo, bro, there you are. What's up? How are you doing? And like, you just feel like,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of celebrities. I see a lot of people always mentioning this kind of stuff, but it's like, you just have a conversation where it's like, you're not being like, oh my god, I love your shit or nothing like that. It's just
Yeah.
like you're like two buddies that ain't seen each other in like five
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
crossing paths for a second, like catching up, talking bullshit, and
Absolutely.
making a joke, and then of course, then at the end you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I really
Yeah.
like what you do.
Of course, yeah. I slipped that in, yeah, because he fucking, I rounded that corner. There he is. He arms open wide, and it's like you're not gonna not hug Silent Bob. And I hugged the dude. He comes up to my shoulder. That was fun to know. And it was that moment I pulled back from the hug, and he fucking pulls my flannel aside to check out my summer camp T-shirt, and he pulls aside the VIP badge, and he sees it. He goes, "What's this?" That moment right there, fuck everything else. Not only the stress of that day alone, but any of the stress we endured making Summer Camp of Horrors, all the bullshit that went into doing it. We did it, we made it, and then Kevin fucking Smith goes, "What's this?" Asks me what it is, and in that moment, I was like, I honestly, ever since that, like I've come home and I've worked every day on something. Like it sparked a fire under my ass to have somebody who is a fucking genuine hero, who's inspired me so long to go like, yo, you did that. Like you did that though. Cause at first I was like, he was like, is it on anything? And I was like, oh well, it's on YouTube. It's just this no budget thing. And I was dismissing it, but he goes, dude, he's like, at at your level, like when we were making shit, if we had t-shirts for our shit, you know how fucking much that would have meant? Like that's insane on its own. And he said something about like budgets, and I was like, well, our whole budget went to the t-shirts. Like that was our entire budget. It was getting shirts for these people. We didn't even have kids at the camp, and we had a good laugh about it. He gave me advice on filmmaking, and then he fucking when I told him we dropped a short film that very day, he was like, "Fucking A, man." And when you look into Kevin Smith's eyes, and he goes, "Fucking A," with his classic, fucking. I was like, "Damn," like
It's almost like like for you at that moment, it's almost like to me where my mind just instantly went is when what's the guy's name in Mallrats? Brady? Is it that he
uh-huh.
meets
Hey,
Stan
me,
Lee?
Stan Lee,
Yeah,
fucking A, yeah.
and it's like the same shit. Like Stan
It
Lee's just
really
like,
was.
yeah, like hell yeah. And then it's like that. Even then, Kevin Smith could give that moment to you that he was trying to show in an old ass movie when we was kids. That's
Right.
really dope, man. That's really
That
dope.
is that's a very dope comparison. But yeah, I was very emotional after that. Like it was just a very magical moment, something I'll definitely remember for a very long time. Uh,
Hey, and then
so,
when we make it and cross paths with him again, he'd be like, "Hey, yeah, you're that
yeah.
tall guy. I remember. I came up to your shoulders."
Allow Chase and Shep and Jay and Silent Bob to finally, you know, cross paths. It's like
Oh,
we're your multiversal counterparts, just out here
I wouldn't
fucking
care
tripping
what
through the galaxy.
they could present me as being everything I'm not, and I'd be like,
Right. I don't even
"No,
care.
all
I'll come
right,
do whatever. You need me to be
unless
a
it was
Nazi
hateful."
bratwurst and yoga hosers too. I'll fucking do
Unless
it.
it was a very, very bad person. In which case, if I was playing a very bad person
Yeah,
that wasn't
right.
myself,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I will play a character, but no, yeah, that is really dope, man. I like that, dude. Like meeting the celebrities, and especially like when it's like that. I think I might have brought it up on here before when I went to the Warp Tour the last time it went around the nation, and my sister she fangirled over a band that she's like, I loved them so much back in high school. Is Every Time I Die, or yeah, I think that's who they are. Yeah, that's right. And she was like, "Oh, that's the guitarist right there at their merch table, this and that." I'm like, "Well, go up and say what's up," be like, "Yo, what's good?" And she's like, "No, I ain't gonna do that." And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't give a shit. I'll go talk to this guy. I don't give two fucks."
Right.
And I did. I just went up and bullshitted with him. I seen a T-shirt they had, and I'm like, it said sold out, but I was like, please tell me you got more because it was great. It was a Rick and Morty T-shirt, but instead of being Rick, it was Ric Flair.
Nice.
Oh God, I was like, I need that shirt right now, and he's like, it's a size small on there, and I'm like, damn. And then we just bullshitted about smoking and music, making music and shit like that, you know. And then I was finally like, hey, my sister here, she's fucking about to have a fucking meltdown over there, scream at you. Better say hi to her or something. Um, but yeah, you know, like I said, anytime I've met people, it's like I just kind of, you know, it's just like how I am, man. If I'm at a concert, do you think I want to talk about
Right. Yeah.
like be interviewed after I get off this show?
Yeah.
No, man, I
No.
don't give a shit about that. Be like, hey, that was dope. You know, what'd you think about that fucking AEW last week, or what about that last Bears game? And I'd have been like, all right, my man,
Yeah.
now we're talking.
Yeah. He
Uh,
fucking Kevin Smith even married 2 people at this thing. That was pretty cool to see too. I was like, damn. I thought it was a bit at first, and then I was like, oh shit, no, he's marrying these 2 people. He's like, I know y'all came to see Clerks 3, but do y'all want to see a wedding? I was like, fuck it, I'm here for it. Let's go, Kevin. I'll do whatever the fuck. If you ask me to come backstage and smoke with you, I'll do it. You know, twist
I got
my arm,
married.
twist my arm.
I got married pretty damn quickly the second time I got married. But if Kevin Smith was on stage, I'd probably grab. I don't know. You want to?
Any old person.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. You can throw it on. You can get those things canceled out.
I'd have some splaining to do when I got home.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like, why'd you marry this bitch? I was like, I'm sorry, it was a spur of the moment thing. Kevin Smith was marrying people. I got
Kevin Smith told me to do it. You don't tell him no.
Kevin Smith would be like, I didn't fucking say that. I didn't. Now wait just a second. I didn't say that.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I like that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was a very wholesome moment in my lifetime. You know,
got to get out those.
Whenever I go to therapy and she's like, "Close your eyes and picture your happy place," I'm gonna go right back to that moment, at least until my child's born, and then you know, I'll think about those 2 things in succession. And this weird like vision of like Kevin Smith patting me on the back while I'm holding my child. Oh, thank you. You know, just that's my happy place. He's just so proud of me. You know,
instead of pointing at the Jason Shep, he's pointing to the kid. What's that?
Right. What's that? Oh, this. Right.
You've never seen
some weird dreams tonight. You've never seen a baby before.
Kid before? That'd be weird.
God damn.
That is kind of funny to think about.
You smoked, Jesus. Oh.
So no, man, it's been a great October. Like I said, it's been a great week off for me. I got to watch. So I sat back and started watching some shit. I saw a couple of people talk about some show on Netflix, The Midnight Club.
Yeah,
and it looks spooky.
That looked up your alley.
It looks spooky, so I was like, "Hey, let's do it." And I was with it until the last few episodes, where I won't give no spoilers out, but it's depressing as fuck.
Depressing. Oh shit!
It's sad, dude. I'm like, why do we have to end on sad notes? And it's like, I get that, like, we're a group of sick kids, terminally sick kids. I get it, but god damn, did I not expect them? It's like,
you know, I feel that way sometimes about a lot of movies about terminally ill people, where it's like, you know, it's coming, and then it happens, and you're fucking sad, and you're like, but could we just?
Oh yeah.
Could we just have skirted it this time?
You know, the whole when you get the whole group is like, oh, we're terminally, and they're all just talking about all the people they've seen die and stuff. You're like, all right, so I get it. A lot of these main characters are gonna die, but like, you would think there would have been more like spooky horrorness to it than they're just like, oh no, we're going straight like sentimental heartstrings. You're going to be in your feelings right here at the end of this. It's pretty good. It was pretty good show. I enjoyed it, but like I said, they didn't have to treat us like that at the end. They could have made it. I guess as happy as you can make it in that.
We watched a few things as well this past week or so. After the weekend, we did the Kevin Smith and then the Chelsea Cutler concert like the next night. It was a crazy week to cap off October with. I was ready to just chill that whole next week. So I too watched like a lot of stuff. We watched The Watcher on Netflix. Like sat down, watched that. And it's like halfway through, I remember what my mother said to me about it, and she told me that it doesn't really have an ending, and she hates that. It's like one of her pet peeves, like when a movie just like ends, like it just cut, and or a movie just like doesn't give her answers, pisses her off. Like she hates it so much. Sometimes I really like it, but sometimes like she hates it. But this time around, it was like based on a true story, but the true story never got solved. So I was like, fuck. Like I realized where it was going about halfway through. I'm like, it really isn't going to have an ending. Like we're going to sit here and watch this whole fucking thing and be like, who's the person? Who's the person? Just for them to be like, fuck you. And I'm going to tell you who the person is. And I'm
We
just
don't
like,
know.
well,
If
all
we
right,
knew, we would
all right.
tell you. Yeah.
So,
I
I
mean
mean,
that.
very well done show, like super gorgeous show and everything. But I was just like, that sucked. I don't know. It got real disheartening once you realize like this is going nowhere. Why am I still watching this?
There's some. Yeah. No, I feel you. I like I said, I like the Midnight Club. I'd give it a recommendation to people. I was sold when I'm pretty sure like the lady that like runs the place is Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, the lady that played her way back when. So I
Yeah,
was like, all right, this has got to be, like I said, it was good. I can't really remember. I watched a lot of shit, but I can't really remember a whole bunch of what it
I don't
was.
know. Did you get around to Barbarian by chance?
No, I
Oh man,
didn't.
I ended up watching it a second time because I rented it on Vudu, so you get it for like 2 or 3 days or something before it expires. Like once you watch it, you have like 2 or 3 days to
Right?
rewatch it
Yeah.
if you want to. And so Corey came over and I was like, "Yo, dude, have you seen this fucking movie?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, let's do it. I got 2 days left on this motherfucker. Let's watch it." And just bonkers, man. Just such a batshit crazy movie. Really got to buckle up for the ride. One of Belle's friends came over like the next day, and her and her boyfriend and their friends and shit, like they also watched it on Halloween night. And she's like, "Yeah, we watched Barbarian last night." I'm like, "I watched it too." She's like, "Wasn't that fucking crazy? Like, wasn't that a wild ride?" I'm like, "It was a wild ride. Like, what a weird fucking movie that was." But yeah, my mom wouldn't like it. Just kind of ends. But
Some movies do, man. Some movies you're waiting for it to be like, come on, just hit the end.
but
Like,
it really was. I was like, from the Zach from The Whitest Kids You Know. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, okay, this whole wave of like comedians turned horror filmmakers is. I'm with it. I'm here for it. So far, so
yeah,
good.
I think I like those are two genres I feel like always kind of played hand
Mhm.
like dictate people laughing. I feel like you can dictate people scared or suspense
Right.
pretty well.
Well, it's something I feel like I never really give ourselves the credit when we're making stuff because that's what we do. I mean, we do the horror comedy thing, and I think the two complement each other very much. Like I definitely learned that once. Like the first thing that I believe it was American Horror Story. Like that first season, I watched it and I'm like, this is so bleak, and there's like such little humor that I was like, now I see the use of humor in horror, like and it can really set you up for more scary shit as well. Like it's that sleight of hand, and
It's
in
why
ours, it's like I said, I don't give us enough credit because I'll watch it with some people, and the gorier parts, which I wouldn't even consider gory by our standards of the shit that we watch, really get some people. And I'm just like, really? So like, they'll laugh and stuff. They're like, this is silly, this is ridiculous. But when like I rip Phil's heart out of his chest, they're like, ooh, oh God. Like, they're not with it. When we beat Randy to death and the blood splattered, my mom was also like, oh God, like, oh, like it's just so gross. And it's just like, we're not even that good at this. Like, so it's like,
right. If you look close enough, you can probably see me cracking smiles in between and doing this. Like,
right.
this is funny. I got blasted right in the freaking nose, and still every time I watch that scene, that's the
I
first
get hit. I got
splat.
hit. You got the nose. I got it in the eye, and then you just poured the blood straight in Randy's ear. So
We all had some, and very many, very much played. But and it's not even the greatest it's going to get yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's
I know.
still.
Like we're only going to get more and more. I guess I don't know. Less and less family friendly. I suppose is how I want to word it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because again, kind of going back to this Kevin Smith thing a little bit. One thing watching his stuff because like a recent. I don't know if I'd call it a complaint, about the Chase and Shep content, but it's from older relatives and stuff who are like, you really use that F-bomb quite a bit. You guys really curse a lot, and it's like, it's not my thing. We're getting that a lot on the Halloween one. Like, I've watched it with a lot of people where they're like, it's well done. Like, we like it. Like, you did a good job, but this is not my thing. Like, I don't watch fucking demon slaying joke wisecrackers. I don't do it. And it's fun to watch people's reactions to it. But where the fuck was I going with this? Completely lost my train of thought.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Yeah. So people are like, why do you gotta curse so much and stuff like that? And like, I feel like cursing just is not indicative of like being bad people or anything like that. And watching a Kevin Smith movie, these people have the foulest mouths. They talk about like the dirtiest shit. But it's so heartfelt. Like, they're all these characters with heart, and like, they're really kind people for the most part. Randall's a dickhead, but like, it's like a lot of these people are kind-hearted people, and they do a lot of good. And it's like, fuck it, I love a foul-mouthed, warm-hearted person.
I mean, I feel like it's more grounded to what I know as the reality around me in life. Like, most people talk like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That I know. And to me, it's also like, we might as well get that out right now while we can, because if we did pop off, if things did go as planned as we'd like them,
right? Yeah,
we might be in some sort of situation where we got to censor what we're saying.
Yeah, they're like, hey, tone it the F down.
Like, I mean? even when you look at something like Chucky, like, it had to get a special deal to be able to say fuck 10 times during an episode.
Right. Yeah.
And that is only because he says that literally on one of the last episodes they had.
But at the same time, like, that's a fun creative challenge too, because then it means something. Then your curse words really have weight, because then you have to be specific about where you drop them. They're really bombs now. You're just like,
there's a show where you can see this absolutely to a T, and that is The Walking Dead. And it was way, at this point, years and years ago now. I believe it was like the third season, fourth season, somewhere in there. And they do like a dramatic cut to some guy, and I forget what he says, like, on TV. He said, like, they're screwing with the wrong people, or they're messing with the wrong people. Yeah. And it's just the way it came off was it's cringe. You're like, that doesn't sound threatening at all. Yeah. Then afterwards on YouTube, it's like, oh, wait, no, but they filmed like the actual version when he goes in on him and he's like, they're fucking with the wrong people. And you're like, right there shows like that is like what you're saying. It's like, that is the emotion. And to me, it's also one of those things, like, I don't know, the way I look at a lot of the things, like, we can make stuff if we choose to that we don't cuss in. That we don't say fuck or shit or anything. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's a choice. It is a choice.
And that might come. There might be something that we are like, that's just not it for this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Plus, we got to be true to like what it is we're making. Like, at the end of the day, we just have to be honest about, like, anytime anybody who has said that to me, I just tell them, like, you're not our audience. Like, and so it's totally fine that you feel that way. I don't care. And they're not dicks about it for the most part. It's like,
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't either. I'd just be like, what else would you do?
It's not for you. But thanks for the support. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you for watching it. But it's definitely not for you. So, like, I definitely understand where you're like, oh, God damn it. I really don't want to watch this shit. But well,
to me, it's just like, if somebody next to you turns into a demon.
Right.
And starts trying to kill you, are you just gonna be like, hey, no?
I don't like that.
Or are you gonna be like, what the hell? What the fuck is going on? Right. If a little demon kid tackles you to the ground and some guy in a gauze mask comes up and chops his head off, are you not gonna scream, what the fuck?
Right.
Because you are like, what the hell's even going on right now?
You know what I'm saying? It's the appropriate reaction, for sure.
I think so. Like I said, to me, that I recently told some people about the first time I caught my son cussing, and his response was still, it's like the same. I was like, with what somebody told him, I'm like, saying what the fuck is kind of accurate response to that because I feel like at my age right now, I would say the exact same thing to anybody. And the saying goes, curse like a sailor. I was a sailor, so I think I earned it.
You got your curse card.
And another thing to be thankful for, give some props to, not to me, I don't need them, but to all the rest of the people. Veterans Day is coming up.
That's right.
I believe Friday. So props to all the veterans out there. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas and ladies.
Ladies and fellas.
And everything else. Everybody
non-gender conforming peeps.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe Chucky just taught me a new word on that the other day, but called niblets or whatever.
Niblets, yes. I was like, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, at first I was like, wait, because
nibblings, wasn't it nibblings?
That's it. Yes. Yes, something like that. They had like three different things they said. You can call them this, and I was like, because at first I'm like, wait, that sounded kind of risky to say, but then I was like, oh, okay. When they were explaining it, I was like, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Non-gender conform. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. You can have a term for your niece or nephew that doesn't want to be a niece or nephew. You know what I'm saying? Or it doesn't feel like one. That's pretty cool, man.
It was, that's the power of media, man. That's how I learned growing up in a small town. That's why I'm thankful for movies, and media and shit like that. It's just like you get exposed to other things. You get to go to other worlds and learn new shit.
I'm just glad, because they was doing that shit back when, before it became like a mainstream in the news subject and all that stuff. Chucky, when they did the Seed of Chucky, and Glenn was like, I don't feel like a Glenn. I don't feel like a Glinda. I don't know what I am.
Yeah.
That was before it really struck where it is now, like in the mainstream, and everybody's talking about it. So I am glad that show is getting a new chance to even go deeper into that. And because it was one of the first for me that, back then I didn't.
It was ahead of its time, for sure.
Yeah.
Because even in the one before that, in Bride of Chucky, I know that there's the gay best friend in that one as well, and it's always been peppered throughout because Don Mancini, who made it, is a gay man himself, and so he's always kind of like wrote it in, which is, I don't know, it's part of the charm of Chucky for sure.
It is, man. To me, yeah, it's what always made it stand out because it does its own thing, and like I said, it teaches you some new shit, and you're like, oh,
right.
Hey.
I think it was the first season when Jake calls Chucky a homophobe, and he's like, I'm not homophobic. Like, I got a queer kid and all that shit, like, goes into detail, and it's like, oh, wow, Chucky's okay.
Yeah, he actually don't care.
Chucky's like, well, I'm not a monster. I'm just a killer.
Although I do like where they're at with this. I don't know if you watched this past week or no.
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
With the buff Chucky?
Yeah, dude.
I like that. I was laughing.
I'm loving it. That's why I told Phil the other day, Halloween will always have that spot in my heart as my favorite slasher franchise. But I don't know, man. Child's Play is really starting to like climb the ranks because I watched all of them for the first time last year, and it's just aces across the board. I really enjoy every single motherfucker one of those things, including the remake, including the show. And it's only gotten better with time, I feel like.
It really is, man. I kind of like how they keep it going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They keep throwing you curves, and you're like, wait, what? Like, okay, all right.
Let's do it. As opposed to the other franchises, I know recently I've been talking about how I do have a little franchise fatigue. Like, I would like to see a little renaissance of more like original shit come out instead of just like, oh, hey, we're doing another Scream, we're doing another Halloween, we're doing.
I did see another Scream movie is about to come out, Scream 6.
Yeah, like they announced it like right after, and I was like, God damn it! Like, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch it. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, damn, dude, like, just let it go. Like, do something new.
I saw somebody post something on Facebook. I'm like, you guys post.
No, it's real. They're going to New York and all this shit. Like, I'm like, I'm here for it. I'll watch it. You know, like don't get me wrong, but it's just like that's how I felt about Halloween in 2018.
I
That came out.
remember
I'm
when
like, this is
Jason
rad.
took Manhattan. We've
You
been
know,
here. We've been here.
that's what I'm saying. Fucking, you know, so it's stuff like that. Like that drives me crazy. But like, I don't know. I feel like I've always felt this way because you know people always have problems with sequels way back, you know, in the day. Like people are like, oh, sequels are just cash grabs. They're not that good. I've always my stance on sequels, remakes, franchises is the same, and it has been the same for a long time. If you've got a story to tell, like a good story to tell, and every piece is a piece of the puzzle and can build your world or tell a new story, fucking A, go for it, you know? But if you're just cashing in, if you're just fucking making another one to make another one, like I can't stand that shit. Like, cause it
To me, I
shows.
see. To me, I don't. To me,
I mean, I'll go watch it because I'm a slave to this shit. But you
to
know,
me, it just depends, man. Because like I did grow up on the Friday the 13th
I mean,
when they were going very
pop
off
it
the
out.
rails. They were going off the rails. They were
Same
like,
with Nightmare on Elm Street.
they kind of did, but I feel like they kind of try to contain the
Right?
story.
They're like easy now. Yeah.
But you know, Friday the 13th, they're like fuck Crystal
Fucking
Lake.
everything.
Let's go to New York. Okay, fuck New York. Let's go back to Crystal. All right, fuck. Let's go to space. You know what I'm saying? They were just like everywhere.
Whatever.
To me though, it was like it was in such a good time frame, like the same amount of years and all that
Hmm.
stuff, that it's like whatever, dude. You're just giving us more Jason to give more. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
to
Yeah.
me, it's where they're trying to take something from way back when, Scream, Halloween, or whatever,
Right.
and bring it up, and then put out a bunch
And then
more.
continue.
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
those I do think they're like, we ain't got no ideas. What can we look back on and renovate? Make, you know what I'm saying?
Like honestly, I didn't want to see Top Gun Maverick. I didn't give a fuck about a Top Gun 2, you know, but it came out, I saw it. Hey, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
The
And then
commercials
they
are
and then they
saying that
start
it's the commercials say that it's the greatest movie ever made.
well, I don't know about all that, but I think Tom Cruise fucking put that on there himself. Uh fucking I don't know why YouTube's been like recommending me videos of Tom Cruise just being like very stern in interviews when people are like start to ask him something. He's like, "Fuck you, we ain't talking about that." I'm just like, "Damn, son." But that's irrelevant. But they already started talking about making a sequel to that Top Gun movie. I'm like, it was 40 fucking years, and you made this one. Nobody gave a shit. People watched it. It was good. Good job. And now you want to go and do another fucking movie? Like, come on. You know, it's just not for me. But Child's Play, on the other hand, always something new. They're still like they're. It's the same story. The story's pushing forward. I'm here for it. You know, but just making shit to make shit. I'm over that.
The only franchise I think that worked with was Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's their bread and butter. They're just pushing those motherfuckers out. That's different. That's different.
Yeah, they called that early on. Like,
But even that, I'm like, wrap it up, boys. Wrap it up. Come on.
I feel you, man. Like they're I don't know.
We're
Movies are
about to be
wild.
10 deep on these sons of bitches. We
Movies are
say that,
wild.
but if somebody's like trying to take the Chase and Shep franchise into the stratosphere, we'll go wherever the fuck they want us to go. Manhattan, space, hell. It doesn't matter. We've practically been on the cusp of all of them already. If we don't already have plans to go there,
That's
so
pretty true. I mean, yeah, I could easily write a reason to go to New York into something.
absolutely, that'd be one of the easiest.
But I don't know, man. I did finish off my week last night. I watched an all time favorite of us now on since Chase and Shep first ever watched it here. I did. Um,
Oh,
and in the Apocalypse. I had to hit it
oh,
up.
nice. I thought you were going to say Treevenge.
Oh,
Because
I've already watched that
yeah,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
that's right.
I
That's right. Yeah.
watched Revenge
Uh,
a few times.
I thought you were digging that back up. No, okay, word. I have not rewatched it since then.
Oh,
I
I
might
have.
do that.
I actually went to an extreme of like the other night. It was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and
Yeah.
I was up like, I don't know, watch Anna and the Apocalypse. Like, oh hell yeah, that sounds great. And I googled it, and it was only on Pluto TV or something. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, listen,
Hey, Pluto's clutch. I'm just gonna say that.
I like it, but I wasn't in the mood to watch the movie like with ads like
Use
throughout
promo code Chase and Shep to get free access to Pluto TV with ads.
with ads.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're gonna cut it like every song right at the end and go right to an ad or right before the song,
Right.
And I'm like, so I just went on Amazon. And I'm like, ordered it, get it shipped to the house next day. Let's go, baby. So now I own it. So now I don't have to. I don't have to. And it's like 4-year anniversary since the movie came out, so it's a nice time to watch it. I felt
for sure.
I fuck with it hard. I don't know why. Probably just because it's wacky,
It's I honestly it was a surprise then, and I'm still not quite over it. Like the fact that you dug that movie as much as you did, and it wasn't my favorite. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I remembered like having some issues with it. But I feel like I would feel different if I watched it a second time, like knowing what I was getting myself into this time around. I feel like that always makes a difference. So
yeah, no, that I think the songs, some of the songs are weird, but I think some of them slap. I'm like, oh, this song actually kind of like whoever wrote this, like you know how to write some musicals. That's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's definitely, but that was my whole thing is I wasn't prepared for the type of musical it was, and it took me out of the whole thing. So I feel like knowing that,
yeah,
I would feel a lot different.
Yeah, and it's just to me, it's just one of those movies that you're like, come on, when you're sitting down with somebody and you're like, oh, you ain't seen this? It's it's a zombie musical movie.
Right?
What?
And they're like, what the fuck? That's like, have you ever seen Repo: The Genetic Opera?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, you would know if you saw this fucking movie because it was from the directors of Saw, and they made like an opera, like a fucking like opera musical. It's insane. It's batshit crazy. Like it is exactly what they pitched to you. It's like the directors of Saw made a musical. Like like it's what they're selling to you, and it's just batty, dude. I worked with a chick at Family Video who's like, "Have you seen this movie?" I'm like, "No, I've only heard of the legend." And we got it at Family Video, and we all got baked and watched that shit. And I bought it the next day. I ordered that shit on Amazon the next day. I was like, I need it on Blu-ray. What a cult classic that was.
Everything is a lie. Says that sounds like a great movie. It is a great movie.
Actually, sounds like it is.
I heard that the Blockbuster TV show is not getting good ratings.
Oh, that's sad to hear because I kind of wanted it.
I wanted to watch it too.
I was rooting
but I'm glad because what I saw of it is what it turns out to not be. Basically, like my opinion of it was like, okay, so this is going to be like when I was a senior in high, like an early 2000s,
like sitcom kind of.
No, they work at the last Blockbuster.
Right.
Meaning that the one that's the last Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
I knew that.
Now.
Yeah.
I see. I did not. I thought it. I thought it took place. I thought it took place in like the early 2000s. Like I did not know it took place in 2022. Like, and it's like, and people that have watched it were like, you're the last Blockbuster, and you have like 7 employees on the clock right now after the pandemic. Like, ain't no place got 7 employees on the clock right now.
That and like, let's talk about how offensive it is that Netflix made a show about Blockbuster. Like those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like that's ruthless. That's just cold.
It is
like,
ruthless.
You killed these people, and then you're like,
you got to keep in mind that Blockbuster did it to themselves, son.
I mean, I know. I was a member. Well, my family, I was too young, but we rented through Blockbuster online. That shit was fire, dude, because we had a Blockbuster right down the road, and you could go and you could either mail them back like Netflix, or you could go to fucking Blockbuster, trade in your shit, they'd ship them back, and then you got 2 rentals right then and there. And then you fucking get the next 2 in the mail, and it's like, it was rad. We did that all the time. Of course they're fucking broke. Of course they're gone. But Netflix didn't help, I'm sad to see all the red boxes disappearing, bro. Like, it makes me sad.
We got the box in here.
My private photos are on this site.
ChaseandShep.com.
With a black heart, a pink heart, and then just no heart. Just letting us know.
We have
just
no
in case you didn't hear the first 2 times.
I
The
love it.
bots are getting bold, dude. The bots are like coming in like during the show now. They're not even
Why?
waiting for
Yeah,
it to wrap up like they used to. Damn,
it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
look at
Hey,
them. They're growing just like us.
just like
You
us,
love you
man.
love to see it.
I'm thankful for the bots because if it
They
wasn't
keep
for the
us on our
bots,
toes.
when we first did Chase and Shut, man, the bots kept us alive.
They were there for us when
You
nobody
know,
else was.
you'd
You
be like,
know,
"Dave, we got a comment. What was it? Oh,
it's
no, it's just a bot." All right,
just about.
they're here. They're here for us.
Well, with the change in name also comes the change in the moment, the merry moments to close out the show. I feel like this one's going to be pretty easy this year. Merry moments, just things that make us happy. Maybe things we're looking forward to, things we're thankful for. What do you got?
Um, a merry moment. I mean, my whole
My merry moment is I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I'm excited for the shoot on Wednesday for the Thanksgiving project. So I'm excited to see that all come together. Because the thing about our shorts is like we know what we're trying to do going into it, but when we come out of it, we never know what we got. And so it's
exactly.
just as exciting for us, to see the short we're gonna deliver to you. So I'm looking forward to that.
It should be really fun. That'll be a great day. Hanging out with some buddies and shit like
Hmm.
that. Always a fun time. Always a fun
Definitely,
time.
definitely.
I guess I know. I guess yesterday I had a merry moment yesterday watching the Bears play. I know you're not a football guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but Justin Fields really showed out. Um, he got the NFL record for most rushing yards by a quarterback in a regular season game. He's in the books now. He's in the books. So that was pretty fun. It's pretty nice. Like I told Pudgy, I was like, it's weird having a looking at the Bears and they got a squad now rolling on the offense, but their defense is nasty. It's like that's such the opposite of my entire life. It's been the defense has been on point and our offense has just never been there. So it's like it's a bizarro world, but it's nice to see that they're making the moves in the right direction. And
Oh
yes,
yeah,
like you're saying, Wednesday should be a very merry day.
for sure.
Hanging out with the boys, filming some shit.
Phew. Jesus
Bless you.
Christ.
Bless
Thank
you.
you. I feel blessed.
And Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
It, it is. And my birthday is this month as well. I have that to look forward to.
Your birthdays are. I was actually watching our old streams from last November.
Oh, yeah.
Um, the
That's a good way to do it. Just like take it month by month. Because I'm always like, this is too much. I don't want to watch all this. But to take it month by month, that's a good idea. That's a much better idea.
Oh yeah, and you can go on YouTube and you can search Chase and Shep. November 2021 is what I did, and they were mostly at the top. I had to go scroll for a
I
couple of them,
believe
but
now we've got our YouTube handle, which makes us easier to find. So if people search at Chase and Shep, spelled out AND, caps on all three words, Chase and Shep, it should just pull up all our videos for you now, bringing you
that's what's
right
up.
to us. So
That's sick, dude. That makes it a little bit easier.
just a little bit.
Yeah, I think my music one was something I did that was stupid, and I was like, you know what, we're keeping it. I don't give a fuck. But I forget what I was saying now. Damn.
I couldn't help you. I also.
I'm rambling.
Well, let's close this bitch down then.
Yeah, I don't
How about it?
know. It's gonna bother me. I'll remember about 20 minutes after we're done with this.
There's
But
going to be a special stream 20 minutes from now of just Shep being like, wait a
hey,
minute,
there you
I
go.
remember.
There you go. I remember now. Um,
I said the thing about the handle, it being easier to find. That was
oh yeah, yeah. No, yeah, because we took the week of your birthday off. That's what I remembered. We all went
that's
over to
right.
your
The
house and was playing.
November, yeah,
We were playing board games and stuff like that. And then like one of them, that's where we were like, hey, yeah, we weren't on last week because it's Chase's birthday. And Thanksgiving was the same week, so I was like, oh
yeah,
shit, that is like
as
coming
it
right around
usually
the corner.
is.
Yeah, right around the corner. So lots to be thankful for. Uh, we're thankful for everybody that watches,
Absolutely, we're
everybody
thankful for
that
everybody who
listens.
helps us out.
Yeah,
Uh, the Camp Nostalgic gang, Bill, Pudgy,
everybody that's shared, liked, subscribed,
all of you.
all of it, man.
Very thankful.
Big time, dude. Big time. Feels good. Feels good to be liked, you know.
Growing slowly but surely. Going into year 3 here soon, and
Sure.
third year's the charm. That's
Less-
the motto.
Less than a month out from the official third year starting. We started in December, baby.
December 2020. Don't forget it. Put it on your calendars.
Yeah, and now it's 3 years, almost 3 years later. That's crazy.
Which is that is crazy. I mean, technically, it's 2 years later. We're beginning our third year, but still, starting in on our third year, I didn't even know if we'd make it through year 1. I didn't even know we'd be doing it past the first month. So, it's awesome. I hope to watch it keep growing.
For some reason, I thought we were living in 2023 already. So
I feel you. I'm excited for it too. It'll be a big year.
Be nice. It'll be good. Be dope.
For sure. All right. Well, that's
all we got for this week. So we'll have something dope to talk about next week, I'm sure.
Sorry. Hopefully we can snag a few guests. I got some things up my sleeve. So we'll see what we can do this month.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Peace.
Smooches. Deuces. I just love it.